at 2-2. Of course, with the rain and the sun, we had a nice rainbow over top of the middle school, at least from the press box vantage point. But it is gone now that the sun has fully come back out again. Next pitch is swung on and missed for strike three, the first Kellyan's Pizza strikeout delivered in the ball game by Braxton Grubb. That'll bring Jake Wells to the plate. Wells wears the number 6 on the back of his jersey.
Number 6, Jake Wells.
Harrison County in the maroon tops with breads and block letters across the front and their pinstripe white baseball pants. Meanwhile, Bourbon County in their kind of goldish tops with kernels and block letters across the front and their white baseball pants. The first pitch is taken for strike one by Wells. Wells on the air batting .273 on 12 out of 44, has 14 runs scored and 3 RBIs. Next pitch is on the inside part of the plate, strike two. I tell you what, Braxton's not wasting any time. According to the radar, we'll maybe have some more rain coming in a little while, but that remains to be seen, as right now the sky's nearly, at least on the oncoming weather, pretty much cloudless. Next pitch is taken for strike three. Yet another Kellyan's Pizza strikeout delivered by Braxton Grubb, as the first two batters are retired, bringing Clay Estes to the plate. Estes playing at shortstop.
Number 4, Clay Estes.
Estes stands in, trying to start a 2-out rally here in the top of the first inning. Grubb, as we said, has not pitched for a couple of weeks. And his first delivery here is up high for ball one. Estes on the season, batting .396. That's second best on the team. Leads the team in runs scored with 18. Next pitch from the left field, tracking it Lewis on the bank in front of the scoreboard, and has enough room to bring it in for out number 3. So the Colonels go down in order in the top half of the first inning. So as we head to the bottom, your score, Bourbon County nothing and Harrison County coming to bat. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mac Whitaker Field. The Colonels go scoreless in the top of the first. Now it's Harrison County's turn to see what they can do against Aiden Earlywine, the pitcher for Bourbon. Leading off will be the second baseman, Elijah Harris. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Cliffy McIlvain. Batting third, the center fielder, Gunnar Cole. Cameron White, the right fielder, is in the cleanup spot. He'll be followed by the first baseman, Corey Vaughn. Batting sixth will be Mason Smiley, who patrols third base. He'll be followed by the left fielder, Jay Sean Lewis. Batting eighth, the pitcher, Braxton Grubb. And rounding out the batting order today for Harrison County will be the catcher, Lucas Harrington. So once again for the Breds, it'll be Harris, McIlvain, Cole, White, Vaughn, Smiley, Lewis, Grubb, and Harrington. Defensively for Bourbon County, Corey Blake is behind the plate with Thomas Greenlee at first and Jake Wells at second. Ethan Lynn is at third with Clay Estes at short. Jackson Blevins is in left field. Kane Flynn is in center with LaShawn Summers in right. As we said, Aiden Earlywine pitching. Earlywine making his 6th appearance of the year, his 5th start. He's thrown 23 innings, given up 19 hits and 12 walks, while giving up 16 runs, 10 of which have been earned. He has struck out 24 in those 23 innings, has a record of 3-2 and an ERA of 3.04. Harris stands in to see what he can do on this first delivery to him from the freshman Aiden Earlywine. And it's going to be taken low and outside for ball one. Harris on the air now batting .292 on 14 out of 48. Has a double and 6 RBIs and 17 runs scored, which is tied for second on the team. Next pitch is swung on and missed as the count goes to 1-1. Elijah does lead the team and walks with 16. leading to an on-base percentage of .507, which is exactly what you want your leadoff batter to be doing, is getting on base, and Elijah's doing it more than half the time. Wind blowing out towards left center field, but should not have an effect on the ball. The next pitch is swung on and missed again as the count goes to 1-2 on Harris. Elijah has 6 walks in his last 3 ball games, but right now is in the hole 1-2. Next pitch is in the dirt. That'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Get an insurance agent that gets you covered like an All-American center fielder. That's Dan Furnish here in Harrison County. Call 234-4514 to talk to Dan. New ball delivered to the mound to Earlywine. Earlywine did not throw against Harrison County the first time, so first time we've had a look at him. Gets the sign from his catcher, Blake. And the break even is going to be tipped foul and dropped. Or no, it was not tipped foul. It was just simply dropped by Blake. He'll throw on to first base to complete the strikeout for out number 1. They'll bring Cliffy McIlvain to the plate. McIlvain, as always, patrolling at shortstop defensively. On the year, Cliffy batting .310 now on 13 of 42. Still needs to get that first extra base hit of the season. Has 11 RBIs and 15 runs scored.
Now batting number 25, Cliffy McIlvain.
Outfield playing him to go the opposite way just a bit as the first delivery is on the outside corner for strike 1. So much like Braxton Grubb in the top half of this inning, Aiden Earlywine here in the bottom not wasting any time. The wind and the 0-1 to the plate is going to skip up there for a ball, evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So we said we'll take on Paris at 10 o'clock in the morning. Then on be back here on the hilltop for senior night. Senior night festivities will start at 6 with a game against Campbell County to follow. Earlywine wheels and fires the 1-1 pitch to the plate, which is swung on and missed for strike 2. On Tuesday, we'll head to Taylor Mill to take on the Eagles of Scott High School. Of course, the regional tournament this year being held at Scott. On Wednesday, we'll have a makeup game here at home against Nicholas County. His next pitch is taken at the knees for strike 3. So the first 2 thoroughbred batters have been struck out by Aiden Earlywine here in the bottom of the first. So trying to start a 2-out rally will be Gunnar Cole, the center fielder. On Thursday, we'll be taking on Montgomery County over at their place. Then on Friday, Franklin County will come to town. Then on Saturday, we'll be involved in the Paris Invitational over in Paris as we'll take on Estill County at 3 o'clock. So a full week of baseball coming up for the Breds. First delivery to Cole is going to be down low for ball 1. Gunner on the season, now batting .327 on 18 of 55. Those 18 base hits tied for the most on the team. His 17 runs scored is tied for second on the squad. So the next pitch is fouled off to the right side and will sail out of play, evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on for the Breds here in the bottom of the first. No score on a game that was delayed by 19 minutes to get the thing started. Rains came and went, and now it's sunshiny. Next pitch is fouled behind the press box as the count goes to 1-2. So now Earlywine just 1 strike away from retiring the side in order, all by way of the K. Wind has died down from where it was just a couple of minutes ago. It wasn't much wind even then. Cole awaits the next pitch from Earlywine. And the 1-2 is on the outside corner for strike 3. So Aiden Earlywine strikes out the side here in the bottom of the first. We might have a good old pitcher's duel going on today as both hurlers retire the side in order in their respective halves of the first inning. So as we head to the second, your score, Harrison County nothing and Bourbon County likewise. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. score as we head to the top of the second is both Braxton Grubb for Harrison County and Aiden Earlywine for Bourbon retire their sides in order for both their respective opponents. Middle third of the order coming up for Bourbon, Thomas Greenlee, Ethan Lynn, and Colin Sword. Grubb on the mound for his second inning of work.
Now batting, number 16, Thomas Greenlee.
Greenlee, a left-handed batter, a junior. He started the game when we played these guys over in Paris and lasted just one inning as he walked 3 batters and let 3 runs scored. First delivery to him here is going to be just a bit outside, 4-1. Greenlee on the season batting a team high .458. Leads the team in hits with 22 out of 48 at-bats. Also has 4 RBIs and 15 runs scored as the next pitch is swung on and missed. This count goes to 1-1. J.D. Kendall picking up the complete game win last night in that victory over Pendleton County. The wind and the next pitch to the plate is going to be way inside. This count goes to 2-1 to the leadoff batter for Bourbon here in the top of the second. Scheduled for 7 innings. The wind and the next pitch is tipped foul into the mid of Harrington. This count goes even at 2-2, and Greenlee is quite upset with himself for swinging at that pitch that was well out of the strike zone. Already in the game, Grubb has a couple of Ks. And the break even is outside, and that'll load up the count at 3-2. Good crowd on hand for today's game, despite the weather that looks to be iffy at times. Payoff pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. There's another Killian's Pizza strikeout delivered by Braxton Grubb, his 3rd of the ball game. They'll bring Ethan Lynn to the plate, the third baseman.
Now batting, number 36, Ethan Lynn.
Lynn wears the number 36 on the back of his jersey today, a junior. First pitch to him from Grubb is going to be just high for ball 1. Lynn on the year batting an even .400 on 18 out of 45. So a lot of good batters at the top half of this Bourbon County batting order. The 1-0 to the plate is wide. Evens up, or makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. Well, like I said, the sun is shining brightly now. A lot different than it was just 15, 20 minutes ago. Next pitch is a bouncer to the left side. Gobbled up by Smiley. Throws across the diamond. Pulls Vaughn off of the bag, but Corey with good heads-up play tags the runner Lynn before he gets to the first base bag for out number 2. I tell you what, Corey has really picked up his teammates several times this year with excellent play over at first base. So at 2 down, Colin Sword will come to the plate now.
Now batting, number 24, Colin Sword.
Sword, the designated hitter, batting for the center fielder, Kane Flynn. Awaits the first pitch. And it's going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. So it looks as though Grubb has his mojo going today big time. Sword on the season, batting .417, another good batter in this Bourbon County lineup. Although it's just limited time, he's 5 for 12. Next pitch is taken on the outside corner at the knees for strike 2. Collecting himself is Sword before he steps back in the batter's box. And now he's ready to go. Wind picking up again towards left center, and the 0-2 is going to hit him in the back. On an 0-2 pitch. I hate that. So with 2 outs, a runner aboard for Bourbon here in the top of the second. Bringing Jackson Blevins, the left fielder, to the plate. Blevins likewise a junior.
Now batting, number 45, Jackson Blevins.
Over at first, Vaughn will be holding Sword on. Sword with a rather good-sized lead at first base. Choking up on the bad handle a couple inches is Blevins. And the first pitch is at the knees for strike 1. Blevins on the season is batting .278 on 10 out of 36. Center fielder Gunnar Cole playing him fairly shallow, as is the right fielder Cameron White. Here's a throw to first, but not in time. Pretty close, though. But the field umpire said he got back before the tag. Grubb, a really nice pickoff move for a right-hander. Takes a glance over to first to see how far away Sword has wandered away from first base, as the pitch is going to be taken for strike 2. 0-2 the count. That was a count that Sword got hit by a pitch on, so let's not do that again. Waggling the bat over his right shoulder right now is Blevins. And the pitch is outside and skips away from Harrington. So down to second base on the wild pitch will go Sword. So a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Bourbon, and a 1-2 count on the batter Blevins, who, at least according to the stats on the webpage, has just 1 RBI on the year. Stretch by Grubb. Checking the runner. The 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Yet another Killian's Pizza strikeout by Grubb. He now has 4 in the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 man left. So as we head now to the bottom of the second-tier score, Harrison County nothing and Bourbon County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop at Mack Whitaker Field, Harrison County and Bourbon County wrapped up in a scoreless tie. Here in the bottom of the second, it'll be the middle third of the order coming up for the Breds. Cameron White and Mason Smiley. Aiden Earlywine, who struck out the side in the first, back on the mound for his second inning of work. Both these pitchers, Braxton Grubb for our side and Aiden Earlywine for them, have done a good job of staying around the plate. In fact, in that first inning, Earlywine only threw 13 pitches, 9 for strikes. In his 2 innings of work so far, Grubb has thrown 26 pitches, 17 for strikes. First delivery to White is going to be on the outside corner for strike 1. Of course, Cameron with that 2-run homer in last night's 9-2 win over Pendleton County, his first of the year. We'll go over his full stats after this next delivery to him from Earlywine, who winds and throws the next pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. White on the year batting .265 on 13 of 49. 3 doubles, that home run. He's also driven in 17, which is best on the team. But nobody on base right now. So the next pitch is stroked into right center field, and this one's going to bounce off the fence on a hop. Hustling on into second base standing will be White, leading things off here in the bottom half of the second inning. He is really getting a charge on that baseball the last couple of weeks. For White, that will also extend his stretch of reaching base. He has now reached base in 8 consecutive games. Now bring Corey Vaughn to the plate. Vaughn over at first base. For White.